Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's a wonderful day today. It rained and it's beautiful weather. I love today's weather, so it's cool. But I'm having a hot guest today, so definitely it's going to be war. There's going to be war in this place today. So it's still your host, Nnamdi Posi Iwala, and today we are going to be having somebody that has been a voice in the world of social media and a very rooted homeboy, my homeboy. So he's going to be introducing himself. Please introduce yourself a little bit.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me. My name is Roberto Onyemocha, and I own Graysons. It's not a media outfit, but it's a social media platform where we have different conversations and different topics, and we just digest different topics. And I'm kind of people say I'm a blogger, but I don't know if I'm a blogger or just or I enjoy what I do. I enjoy what I do, but I do make blog posts as well. And I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and visiting Nigeria for a short period of time, and that is it.
So, mind tell us a little bit about your background, where you're from, school, and all that.
Okay. My early education started in at Madonna Primary Nursery and Primary School, where I had my nursery school education, and from there I proceeded to for my secondary school education at Premier Secondary School at Oji, and that was where I finished. Even though I take that place as where I finished, but I had my WAEC and JAM was in a different school in Mbisi, and that was my education at that level. And then I went to Imo State University for my first degree, which was in marketing, and I had my second degree, which is financial management, Imo State University as well. But currently, I am into information technology. I do firewall analysis.
Mm.
Did it for a couple of years in Dubai. I lived in Dubai for 3 years actually, and I moved from Dubai to America, which is where I live now.
Okay.
And currently, I'm married with three kids, three beautiful kids.
Three?
Yes,
I was thinking it's one girl.
yes, I
Okay.
have three kids now.
You kept that out of social media,
Yeah,
I guess.
I mean, I try to, but it's not easy. But I try to keep that part of my life out of social media
Okay.
because it's something that you don't want to drag your whole family to social media, and it's very very risky. So I have three kids, and happily married, and I live in Atlanta, Georgia. Oh, but never to forget, I'm from Umbise,
Okay.
and currently I am the president of Umbise people in Atlanta, Georgia,
Oh, wow. That's
and
a big position.
I'm also a delegate to Umbise USA as a whole, as a body.
How long have you been in USA?
I've been in US for 7 years.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
7 years. Went there in 20, I think it was 2015.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how long I've been there.
Okay. Having attained the height of being a president and all this thing in 7 years, how did you make it happen? Was it some sort of contribution, election, or dedication?
So
Because I know there are people who have been there for years and
yeah. So
haven't been.
when I first came to America, like I always say, I tell people that I'm the people's people. I like to associate with people. I like to associate myself with different individuals. Anywhere I find myself, I find people that think like me, people like act like me, and I want to be with them. So by the time I moved from Dubai to Atlanta, that was when I found this community of Umbise people and joined them. When I joined them, I found out that it was an organization that was going to benefit me. It's not about all about what I'm going to do for them, but also what they're going to do for me.
Okay.
So I kind of mixed myself up. When I had my wedding in Atlanta, Georgia, they came out in mass. They supported me. So ever since then, that single act of love that they gave me, made me more dedicated to the organization. So I was there, attended every single meeting until last year when they had the election. When the election came up, somebody came up to me and said, "You have been in this organization and we have seen what you can do. We have seen your capacity. Why not run for the office of the president?" I told them I was too young and I can't do it. I cannot do it. So I told them I was too young and I cannot handle such position. And they said, "No, it's not about your age. It's about the type of knowledge that you have."
Yeah.
So I said, "Okay." So it took me time to accept that offer because the guy who pushed me into it was the previous president.
Okay.
And I worked under him as a PRO.
Okay.
So he was the one that told me,
you should try.
Try this. Go ahead. This is what I've seen you. You've worked with me. Go ahead and do this. I said, okay. I started campaigning, and it was a tough one. And I had an opponent who pumped finances into the thing.
Oh, really?
And I didn't want to because I didn't take it serious.
Okay.
I wanted it to be something of, I win. I don't win, I go and relax.
Yeah, merit.
So he told me, he said, "No, this is not a win-a-winner situation. This is a position that could earn you some sort of popularity, and it's going to arm you with several contacts. Put interest, call people, ask them to vote for you." So I called somebody, he made me a flyer, started sharing it, made a jingle, started sharing it, calling people, saying, "Vote for me, vote for me, vote for me." So on the day of election, it was a tough one because the man who contested against me was there before I came.
Okay.
And he was older, so I could have said he is more knowledgeable in the affairs of managing an organization.
I'm vast in knowledge over there.
But then I think I beat him to one thing.
Okay.
So I beat him to I told the organization, I said, "Listen, this organization is going towards building from the younger generation. So if the older ones are going to retire, who are we preparing to take over this organization?" And that was a question I pointed to them.
Okay.
So, and they felt like, okay, let's give him a chance. Even though many of them who voted for me still were skeptical, like, how is this guy going to do it? And somebody campaigned against me. This is a very serious one now. Somebody campaigned against me and said, "This man is a social media person. He don't have the capacity to do it."
No, really?
Yes. Someone used it, and it was, at that point, really pulled me down. Somebody said, "This man goes on social media and he talks anyhow. How are we sure that when we give him this position, he's not going to go on social media and tell the whole world what we do here?" So, and that was the question they asked me that day. I told them, I said, "Listen, social media is like an act. You can't say President Sozokwa because she's acting like a bad mother-in-law. That's what she is in real life." I said, "It's an act. It's a front that I put on. Whatever I do there does not affect
your personality." Yeah.
So they said, okay. So the election went on, they counted it, and I won. And ever since then, I've been doing what I'm supposed to do, carrying the organization along. And from what I have done, I have moved into the national body currently. Okay. The national body is the body that controls all the Mbise people in America.
Okay.
So they are called the Mbise USA.
Okay.
And it's a very, very strong political body. You don't come in if you don't have a strong political views. So somebody saw what I was doing and said, "Hey, we want you to come in, do this, and see." So I came in, and I'm part of that organization right now. And hopefully someday I might become the president of Mbise USA.
Definitely.
I mean, hopefully. Hopefully.
Are there other villages like Mbano that has this same kind of...
So other communities from, let me use Imo State as an example, have this same organization. But Mbise own seem to be one of the most popular. If you watch last year, they were kicked out of a hall.
Yes, because the crowd was too much.
And I posted it and it went viral.
Yeah.
So what happened was the crowd they expected
wasn't what they saw.
It wasn't what they saw.
Yeah.
So it's a very big organization.
Yeah.
And it's an organization that is influenced by even local politicians in Imo State.
Oh yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for that in-depth knowledge about your life. So what is it like? I know that you have lots of followers on social media. A lot of people always come into your space, with the ladies and being married, and how do your wife feel with all that? Is she comfortable? Does she have worries about it sometimes?
Okay, see, now, I wasn't expecting that question, but I know it's going to come up. By the time you said it's going to be hot, I was excited. I got prepared.
Okay.
Now, let me tell you one thing. I tell people that
Mm.
whenever you're getting to get married, marry your wife. If you marry your wife, there are certain things that come up in marriages that she, as a woman, will pay less attention to, just because of the type of understanding both of you have.
Okay.
My wife does not comment on my page.
Mm-hmm.
You can hardly see her comment.
Yeah.
You can hardly see her share my post.
Mm.
What I post is not, if you go to her wall, you can never see anything that I post on her wall. And we have that type of understanding.
Is she free with your phone?
She is.
Okay.
She is. But she told me one thing.
Mm.
And this is at the early stage of our relationship. She said, you have your privacy and I have mine. If you leave your phone here and it's ringing, I will leave it. When you come back, you see your missed call and you return your call. So my wife is not the type that when you keep your phone, she goes in and and she understands most times. Let me tell you this. I'm going to be honest. This is hidden fact.
Yes.
I'm giving the realities now.
Yeah.
So most times we've had that. No marriage. Every marriage have their ups and downs. We have that issue. I'm a very public person.
Okay.
And definitely I have people who want to talk to me.
Okay.
I have people who come to my DM for
Okay.
different purposes, different reasons. And sometimes these people go out of control that you cannot, handle.
Content.
So, and I have a wife who believes that if you are in the public space, things like this happen. Right?
Yes.
But one thing she tells me is this. She says, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life as a man. But one thing I'm going to tell you is, if you feel it's not right, it's not right. If you feel this is going to hurt me, then it's not right. And there are a lot of situations people come to my house and they tell me, because let me give you a fact now. My wife did not grow up in Nigeria.
Okay.
So she has more of American culture than she have a Nigerian culture.
Okay.
So, and the way we live, the way we coexist in our house, foreigners who come in ask questions like, do you use juju hold your wife? I get that a lot.
Because I was actually wondering, like, I feel that mostly it's the people from this part of the world that, are mostly scared of going through their husband's phone. But for her to live outside and not care about this takes a lot from...
Now, that's where people ask me that question. I'm the kind of person that if I go out, I'm in Nigeria now, and maybe my wife has not called me today. So I'm the kind of person, when I leave out the house, she knows who she is married to.
Okay.
So she doesn't need to police me. She does not police me. But she knows that I know what is right, and I know I can do what is right. So she does not police me. So she has that understanding. And because she has that understanding, I try as much as possible not to abuse it. So I stay on my lane. I make sure everybody stay on their lane.
Yeah.
Respect each other's spaces. And that's what we do. And we've been married for 8 years. And it's been wonderful.
Okay. Based on, of course, social media, it's a particular post, somebody from a hidden fact. Before we go down into all the things I have for you today, so this one last question before we go into that. There's a particular video I made about a lady who said that she is going to go through the husband's phone. She can wake the husband up by 12 midnight and ask the husband,
if I'm right.
yes, and ask the husband, can I see what's inside your phone? What's your take on that?
So my take on that, I'm going to say the same thing I said on the post. I said it's only when you're married to a mumu man you can be going through his phone like that. You don't go through a man's phone. People say, oh, if you don't, you're scared of your wife not going through your phone because you have something to hide. I might not really have something to hide. You don't want somebody to go through your phone and read conversations that maybe deep conversations you have with not even females. I mean, not females. You have things you talk with your guys. And these are bro code conversations. You don't want your wife going deep into that. You don't want your wife looking at the conversation you have with your father about her.
Okay.
These are the things that, this is why you have that gap. Leave your phone. I don't go through my wife's phone, even though if I have reasons to, I don't. She might say, babe, I need to make a call. Can I use your phone? I give her. She make call and she give it back to me. There's nothing wrong with that. But going through your husband's phone when he's not around or when he's sleeping it signifies distrust. It signifies that there is crisis in your marriage that you need to fix. Your marriage has a problem. There's a crack.
Can that be fixable?
If you keep on policing your husband, it means you're not trying to fix the crack. Now I'm going to tell you something about. Let's digress a little bit.
Okay.
If you are a woman and you constantly police a man to know what are you doing, where are you, where did you go, this, it doesn't stop that man from doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
It makes him hardened in doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, he comes back and says, after all, nagini go nag me. But when you give a man space, let me tell you what it does. As a woman, when you give a man space, sometimes we have conscience.
Yes.
Every single individual has a conscience. When you give them space, they go out, when they think about how they have treated you and what they are doing, their conscience will be like, this thing like they do this woman every day, she know they talk. All these things, nothing, she know they complain. No, it's not right.
But some men might not have conscience.
No, a lot of people do. Let me tell you, that's one thing we neglect. Every human being have a conscience. But maybe it has not gotten to the extent where your conscience begin to ask you questions. But when it gets to that point, you will rethink. But if you have a wife that keeps coming behind you, nagging and pushing and doing all of that,
you want to do more.
You want to do more. And not just doing more, you want to get rid of her quick. So that you have all the freedom to even do more. But if that woman decides to give you peace and say, I'm just gonna let God handle him, it brings you back.
Okay.
It brings you back. And that's what that does. So, coming to your question, it is not right, it is not fair in any relationship for a woman to go through a man's phone. I don't take it. It doesn't happen to me. I'm not saying it happens to anybody who is happening to. Find a way to fix it because your marriage has.
Do you think that a man that this thing is happened to is weak?
Is a weak man. A man who allows a woman go through his phone is a weak man. It's a sign of weakness. Why do I say it's a sign of weakness? In our culture, men are seen as a status or a symbol of authority. By the time you begin to question that man's authority, by beginning to ask questions that you don't need to ask, then you have undermined that man's authority. And when you undermine that man's authority, that man is no longer the head of that house. His authority has been submitted to you.
Well, there's this particular saying that a happy wife, a happy home. And a lot of women have made this statement, a happy wife, a happy home, a thing they use to control a man's emotion. So what do you think? You think a happy home is only tied to a happy wife?
Now, a happy home is tied to a happy wife. But what are you doing to make that woman happy? Everybody generates happiness from different sources. I know people, their wives, the only happiness they get is when they give them money.
What if your wife, the only happiness she gets is when she looks at your phone?
If that's the only if that's the only happiness you're going to get when you look at my phone, you are already creating an unstable marriage for us, and it's going to be like that. I'm being honest with you. It's going to be like that. I've been to a home. Let me tell you this small story. I've been to a home where this man, before the wife leaves for work, he prepares everything the woman needs to go to work. Her food, lunch, pack it, do everything. Go and put it in her car. Leave the car open. If it's hot outside, he will turn the car on, put AC so that the car will be chill by the time the woman wants to go into the car. All these things they do to make the woman happy and portray happy home. Now, I went to that person someday with my wife, and we forgot something at home, and I said to my wife, I said, please, can you go to the house and pick up this thing and bring back? The guy kicked me. I said, why would you send your wife on errand like that? I told him, I said, the way when they take leave and the way they take leave not be the same. So happiness can be derived from different things. So wherever your wife is deriving her happiness from, give it to her. But if the one that you cannot give, somebody will stay angry, and that is it. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Okay, moving on. Of course, we already know who, we've known a lot about you, where you come from, what you do. So before we dive more into what we have for you, I'm going to ask this question. Who is Roberto? In terms of personality wise, who is Roberto? In a short explanation.
Roberto is a person that has what I call dual personality. Sometimes people mistake me for my alter personality, and when they get to meet me in person, they see something different. So Roberto is a person that enjoys to be around happy people. I enjoy to see people happy. I enjoy to do something for someone and makes them happy. I'm also that kind of person that I'm a ride or die kind of friend. You have me, you have something. If you call me at 2 a.m., anybody who would definitely somehow see this video who can attest to what I'm telling you. You call me at 2 a.m., I will answer your call, and I will make sure whatever you're asking for, you get it. If it's something I cannot give, I'll tell you why I cannot give it, and maybe offer a better solution to what you're asking for, but I'll make sure that I get you the help that you require. So Roberto, in a short form, is somebody that likes to make people happy.
Okay. So, you starting off, you talked about being a social media person. Would you regard yourself as an influencer on social media?
I would say that word has caused a lot of controversy lately.
Reason I asked.
Who should be an influencer? Now, first of all, what is an influencer? An influencer is someone who is able or capable of changing one's mindset towards a particular thing or product. That's an influencer.
Okay.
So if I make you do what you don't want to do, I've already influenced you to do what you don't want to do. So I am an influencer. I will take that. I'm an influencer because I know several times I have made people to do what they feel like, no, this is not right. But because this guy said it, it might be right. Let's look into it. Let's see what it can yield. So if you have that power to make people do something ordinarily they wouldn't want to do, then you're an influencer.
Okay.
I'm an influencer.
Okay, let me ask you this question, okay, and before we go ahead. I understand that some people get angry when you say that they are influencer.
Yes.
And what happened between Wizkid and Don Jazzy proves this fact.
Yes.
Do you think that when Wizkid called Don Jazzy an influencer, do you think that Don Jazzy is an influencer? Do you think Wizkid said it right, or do you think the context in which he said it is the problem?
Now, the context in which that statement came out was the problem. Is Don Jazzy an influencer? Hell yes, Don Jazzy is an influencer. And he's not just an influencer. If we take with the context, Wizkid was trying to be funny about that statement. So in the context where Wizkid was using, he meant like a common influencer that dances on social media. But in the actual sense, Don Jazzy is an influencer who influences you to eat what you don't want to eat, influence you to drive the car you don't want to drive, influence you to listen to the type of music you don't want to listen. So is he an influencer? Yes. But is he an influencer the way Wizkid was trying to push it? No. So that's the two different things. There are people who are on the influencing game. Basically what they do every single day is to make you buy one thing, do one thing, do this or do that. That is what they are doing.
So it's safe to say that Wizkid was not wrong, by the way.
Wizkid was not wrong.
Okay.
He was not wrong. But he is wrong by the context. The way he presented the statement made it look funny, made it look like he was trying to make a mockery of somebody.
Okay.
That was where everybody picked it as wrong. But the word influencer, is Don Jazzy an influencer? Yes, Don Jazzy is an influencer.
Okay. Okay, moving on. Being that you are in social media and, of course, you follow the whole trend and all the thing that is happening, I'm very, very much aware that you know about this Andrew Amechi stuff going on now. And about the hookup, and I got a wind that one of the ladies was even married, and
Now,
so I just wanted to dive into this matter because, of course, it's a
about that case.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say something now. I know the lady, the girl, very, very well.
Which one?
From what bank?
Which one?
The light-skinned tall one.
Jesus.
And if I want to go further, I can bring out text messages.
Blood of
And that's why-
Zachariah.
And that's why I've not said. And that's why I've not said anything. If you go to my post, I've never made one post about that incident. I only made the post. If you go through my timeline, you see when I made the post. When they started hearing, did she disappear or did she not? It has never gone viral when I made the post. I made that post like a month ago. Before the recent incident going on now, I've already made that post. So, now, this is somebody I know very, very well. I know her very, very well. My dad's property in World Bank was next to where they live. And I know her to the extent of people she hang out with. And I have a friend who I don't want to mention name, but I have a friend who actually hang out with her. So, when this incident happened, it didn't come as a surprise to somebody like me. It did not. I didn't see it as a surprise.
Oh, really?
Because I know there's a possibility something like that might happen.
Oh, wow.
Because when you listen, the thing happens like this. When you start putting a price to yourself and negotiating offers,
You become open to dangers.
You become open to dangers. And the thing is this, most of these girls that do it, they have some sort of backup. But the naive ones don't. That is the thing. The naive ones, they don't. The ones who know what they are doing, know where they go, what they do, even before they go.
God.
They don't just let me tell you this for a fact. Most girls who are into hookup, I like they call it.
Yeah.
Professional hookup. They know.
Okay, there is professional and there is local.
Now, okay, let me explain this thing to you.
Okay.
That is, prostitution is different.
Okay.
Hookup is different.
Runs,
Ashawo is different. Runs is different. I can explain all these things to you if you want. If we have that time.
We have the time.
Okay.
We have the time.
Prostitution, right, is a general name people call when you sleep with a man, you take money. Prostitutes of those days used to stand on the streets there is a spot where you can go and get them. You
Or
go
have
there.
apartment you can
Yes,
enter.
you go there. Those are
Lekwentu.
bros prostitutes. And those ones in those days, they used to transport them
Yes.
to different countries to go and do prostitution under madam. Now he went from that stage, he went into runs. Runs started coming up during this early social media age, around 2007 and 2008. That was when Run started. And Run started as a school campus thing, where girls be like, I need to sort one of these things in school, but I'm willing to do anything to get it. And that it started happening like that.
Yeah.
You don't Run's girls, you don't know them too well. You know them because they come to ask you for a favor, and then in return you ask them for something, and it just goes like that. Ashawo is a general thing. Those ones are like our neighbors. Everybody know that this is what they are doing. They don't take money. Ashawo does not take too much money. Yes, Ashawo is
shawarma.
Whatever you give that she needs at that time is okay. There's no specific thing. Then you move on to the ones they call hookup. Hookup came in when social media became big.
Yeah. And there's all this Insta app and all
so
that.
now hookup means that you don't need to stand on the road anymore.
Yeah.
Hookup means that nobody needs to know who you are.
Yes.
Hookup means that you are invisible, but still you're everywhere.
Yeah.
That is hookup. But there is this one that is their father. Their father is escort. Escort is their father. Escort does not hang out with just anybody. Escort has contacts. Escort lives in a 5 million naira a year apartment.
Paid by that.
Drives a nice car. She doesn't move with anybody. Let me tell you, there is a big brother girl. She's from Imo State. I'm not going to call her name, but if you put two and two together, you know who I'm talking about. She's from Imo State. She's black. She's tall. That girl, right? I know people personally that she talks to. It's her lifestyle. And when you get into the escort stage, you're no longer a pass-around girl. You're the kind of girl they take to Santorini. They take to Dubai.
Is that a country?
Yes.
Okay.
These are places that escort business take you to.
Oh, wow.
And escort business is not, you deal with class of people, and you must be well known to be in the escort line.
Could it be why everybody wants to be in Big Brother?
Because Big Brother is a place where it exposes you to be a bigger escort.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's like a window to shop for escorts.
Wow.
So those things, when there's a girl that was trending that was saying that if a man wants to sleep with her, she takes 20 million.
I think Cyberborg. Yeah.
That trend has been all over the place.
Yes.
Do you think it's a lie? It's not. People pay that amount.
20 million.
Now, people don't pay 20 million just to sleep with somebody.
Okay.
But over time,
they spend up to that.
They spend on to that. So tell me what happens. You don't use juju hold man, but you buy. They don't use juju hold the man, but man they buy house.
But why do I feel that side the board? Sorry, why do I feel that she's bluffing?
Maybe whatever she's doing, people say it's clout. People say she's saying it, but outside clout, there is a reality in what she's saying. I have seen people give women 3 million, 5 million, 10 million. I have seen it happen.
For one round?
It's not for one round.
Oh.
Now, that is when you have an escort.
Okay.
But if it's a hookup girl, it might go up to 500,000.
Okay.
I've seen 500. I've seen 300.
I think that 500 make this one not buy.
I've seen 500. But when you go into the escort stage, where you have just few contacts, and those few contacts just pass you around to few people, not just the community, that's when you begin to make that amount of money.
Okay.
You can.
Okay. So now, still on Cyberborg, would you assume she's a Ron's girl?
I don't know her,
Mm-hmm.
so I cannot accuse her of what she is or what she's not. But from the stories that keep popping up,
Mm.
they said she has a baby.
Mm.
You know,
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah, they say she has a baby, and that having a baby doesn't really make somebody a hookup girl or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that girl is very intentional about what she's doing on social media.
I think so too. I think
So
she's just doing this to get the
that is what she's doing.
but I don't think she's overdoing it by insulting everybody that comes her way. You
And
think that is also associated with the clout?
now that girl she has a content. She has a content that was going around,
Mm-hmm.
but somebody somehow managed, from what I heard, somebody somehow managed to, shut it down. I
Okay.
think she has some extracted content about her that somebody leaked, but somebody got it in time and
Okay.
they suppressed it somehow.
X-rated.
Yes.
Oh wow.
So now those things I see as mistakes. That girl is capitalizing on the fame that she has now to say whatever she wants to say, because Nigerians are very, very emotional people.
Yes.
If you say certain things that offend them, they will come after you. They're not going to come after you because they hate you. They come after you because they want you to feel down about what you have said. But that will not stop them from following you. Your followers will keep rising, but they don't like what you're saying. But your followers is
They
skyrocketing
keep-
every
yeah.
day. So if you capture that about Nigerians, you use it, drain it, milk it, you do anything to it as long as it's getting you to the fame that you want. She has nothing to lose. She doesn't have she doesn't have a husband. She doesn't have nothing to lose. So she can be out there, do whatever she needs to do, just to get the fame that she wants.
Okay. Still on this topic, you made mention of where you said there are escorts that have backup.
Yes.
Some of these wrong girls. Can you explain the backup? What do you mean by that backup?
Now, when I say escort that have backup, there are women who go to spiritualists,
Okay.
and the spiritualists do something for them.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they do for them, let them know in time who to follow
And who not
and
to?
who not to follow.
You think that works?
It works,
Okay.
and I've seen it work.
Oh wow.
Yes, it works, and I've seen it work. And the reason why I say it is, I've met someone sometime, and in the process of, okay, what is this and what is that? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to follow this person or not? And she said, I cannot follow this person. But if it's for this one, I will. But I say, why would you follow this one? You don't follow this one. And both of them are going to the same place. Say spirits no accept this man. And that person that she said the spirit no accept, that person hand no clean. Because I know the person. Most of them get those things. Some of them wear it on their waist, some of them wear it on their ankle, some of them, put it on their tongue. It gives them like, let me tell you how it happens. When you approach some of them and you're asking to take them out or something like that, they get, when you have goosebumps, you have these goosebumps all over your skin. When they get goosebumps like that, they will not follow you. It's a red flag. But when they don't, even if you want to take them from here to Cotonou, they will follow you.
Wow.
Because that signal is not there.
Wow. Okay. Let's go back to social media and how it has created, this big world where hookup thrives. Do you think it's going to get worse? Or do you think that there will be a time that something will cop the situation? Maybe from the news that is circulating like this one, or do you think that girls are still going to go ahead and make these mistakes over and over again? Do you think that they can learn from what is going on?
It's not going to stop. As I'm talking to you, it's getting bigger. It's getting really, really bigger. There is a platform. I know I'm saying too much, but this is facts, hidden facts. So
Yeah,
there is a platform in Nigeria called Coded Runs. I
Coded
I don't know if
runs.
anybody here have seen it. Coded
Oh,
runs.
Coded run. I think I think
It's a
I've read
website.
some. Yeah.
It's a website where hookups thrive. It's a website where young Nigerian females sell whatever you want to buy freely without faces covered.
Like they put up their pictures.
Every single thing is there, and you can pick them up state by state. If you want Kogi, you put Kogi there, I bring you people in Kogi. You want Umaya, you put Umaya there, I bring you people in Umaya. It's there.
Do you pay to become a member?
You don't pay, it's free.
Jesus.
The owner of the website lives in UK.
Jesus.
And the website is you know, when how to identify a good website is when you type it on Google, it comes at the first top of the chart.
They call it the SC or something, right?
Yes, that's how you know that your website is really doing good.
Yeah.
But if your website appears maybe 3, 4, 5 under, then it's not really doing good. That website you type it halfway, Google will help you complete it, and then when you click search, it comes in on the first top.
Yeah.
So if that website is not thriving, why would it be on the top chart? Because it's thriving. Nigerians are patronizing it. Nigerians are there every single day. Social media was a vehicle to transport hookup business and make it even more accessible like it used to. Then, back in the day, you want to go to Azunepa to go and carry somebody. You have to enter inside your car, drive and go there. That is risk. You're risking your life because you don't know what you're going to face on your way to that place. But now you don't have to drive. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't sit at the comfort of your home. Type. Select what you want. Order it like food and it will arrive at your door. So if you think that social media somehow, some way, someday is going to curtail hookup, I'm sorry, it's not. It's making it more popular. It's making it more popular.
Well, that's a problem.
It's a big problem. And I'm an advocate of people not giving their teenagers phone at a certain time. Cell phones are enablers. It enables these things to go on. Give a cell phone to a child when they are old and mature enough to know how to handle it. Because social media and cell phones are no longer a safe place for your children or for your young adults. It's no longer a safe place. So and most of these websites come as pop-up.
Yes.
So you don't know, your child might be watching Coco Melon and maybe it pops up. Out of curiosity, they want to click. They want to see what is going on.
And they get hooked.
And they get hooked up.
Wow, that's a problem. Okay, but there could be things that I think there are ways one can actually minimize those things from phones and websites from your children.
Yes. So when you have a device for your child,
okay,
you put that device under parental control.
Okay.
So when you put your device under parental control, you can dictate what your child downloads, what your child watches, the watch time of that device.
Okay.
So you set all that remotely from your own device, so that if you say your child is going to look at their phone for 2 hours in a day, after 2 hours that phone will automatically shut down. Shut off. The child cannot use it anymore.
But I think Nigerian parents can be able to use
that is the problem. So if we are not finding a way to educate more Nigerian parents to see, you can give a phone to your child, but make sure that you have all the necessary setup before you can hand over that cell phone to them.
Okay.
So that you can protect them as well, protect yourself.
Okay. Okay, so let's dive deeper. Okay. There's this particular guy who started trending on social media, and of course we all know him, VDM.
Okay.
And for me, I like him.
Okay.
I like the guy, but of course everybody is not perfect, right? So, but initially, people, when he was locked up, it was everywhere. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody was all about VDM, where is he releasing? But now everybody's quiet about it. Nobody's talking about him. And even Bobrisky, nobody's talking about these people. Does it mean that when things happen to people whom we say we fan over, people just move on?
I said this before. Nigerians move on too quick. Nigerians move on too quick. There was a time I said something on social media and a lot of people attacked me for it. Some came to my DM, some threatened that, oh, anywhere we see you, kill you, this, that. But after a certain time, it fade away. People move on. Discuss something else entirely. If VDM, okay, let's not even go to VDM. Nnamdi Kanu used to be a very, very popular person.
Yeah.
But immediately he went in there, it took just less than 6 months and Nigerians moved on. So Nigerians look at whatever is trending at the moment.
Is it right?
I would.
Do you think this thing is just narrowed down to Nigerians? Or is it something that is in human nature, generally, for people to just move on?
It's in human nature. The same way we move on when we lose our loved ones, it's the same way we move on when things we are no longer interested in. We move on.
Okay.
This is just the way natural human beings are.
Okay.
So, and what I tell people, I say, for the fact that we have moved on from people we call legends, those musicians of back in the days that made your childhood what it is, we have moved on from some of them to where we are today. Not because they can no longer sing, not because they don't know what they're doing, but a human being naturally is insatiable.
Yeah.
We keep moving until we get what we feed on whatever gives us that temporary satisfaction. You get it now. Okay, I'm done with this one. Let's go to the next one. You keep going. That is it. So anybody, that is why they say you have to be consistent in whatever content you're dishing out to people. Because the moment you drop down one notch, they will leave you and move to the next creator. Because you're no longer giving them what they want. I built my page when I used to post my children. And the page was going fast. I was rising. The moment I stopped posting them, and that it died. The followers was not coming again because I was not giving them the reason why they came to me in the first place. I no longer give it to them. So they go look for it somewhere else. That is how human beings are. Natural human beings will move on when that interest is no longer there. So they'll move on and they leave you behind. That's it.
Okay. Now, of course, we all know that as a social media person or an influencer, we know that there is hunger in the land. Too much hunger. And Urgent 2K, I've turned to Urgent 5K, like they say. So I'm asking, like, how is your inbox?
You shouldn't ask me that question because you know better. What you're asking me is what you already know.
Okay.
Because you are in the forefront of that business, so you know how it happens. I get them every day, and I stopped. At some point, I just stopped. I said, I don't want to do, because I noticed something. I was building my page with giveaway, and it was bringing me, I'm sorry to use the word, it was bringing me sycophants, and I didn't like it. I wanted quality
Followers, yes.
Followers who have the ability and capability to react to something that is not giveaway. When I make maybe intelligent researches that I do, they are able to communicate, write something, not only post account number they watch.
True.
So that was why I stopped. I said I'm not going to do giveaway again. But somehow I might be pinpointing some certain people and say maybe go to their inbox and say I take 5K, take. Well, don't announce it. Just leave it like that because I don't want to use that giveaway as a platform to build my page.
Yes.
Because I know that I might not have a very wonderful content, but I know I bring things from time to time that are very, very engaging.
Mm-hmm.
I did a content one time about innocent, and it went very, very viral.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody talked about it, So I know I bring certain things from time to time when it hits. So I stopped that giveaway because I didn't want it to be the major focus on my platform.
Okay. Let's go back to social media, especially the humanitarian aspect of it,
Yes.
the activism aspect of it, the you know the I am Jesus Christ part of it.
Okay.
What is your take on the now humanitarian activities and the now activists that it's everywhere today? Do you think that these people are in the right track, or do you think that there is more to it than meets the eye?
So I said something to somebody on a post, and when I said it, it was about the accident that happened at Oji flyover a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
And a journalist, took it upon himself. He was curating content, posting, updating people on what happened on the scene, going as far as helping most of the victims of the accident. But something caught my attention. I saw a post where the guy who died, when I did my second degree, he helped me a lot. Nick was his name.
In that accident?
Yes. He was
You have somebody that died in that accident?
Yes.
Okay.
So Nick was part of my team that helped me during my thesis and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So he died, and I saw the picture of it and everything. So I saw that journalist making a post. This is just barely 2 days this accident happened, and there's a post that says, interview drops 2 days after. Go to my page, pay attention, watch the interview. We are interviewing the widow of this man that died. So I went on the comment section and I said, this is not right. Allow time for them to grieve. Allow time for this woman to put herself together. Her husband died in a tragic motor accident that crushed the man. Why are you interviewing her? What is the interview for? Even if you want to raise money for the family or for the children that he left behind to survive on, give them time. Give them time. For me, I would say, allow them to even bury the man. Then all these things can come in. So you're going to interview. Are you going to ask her how the husband died? What are you going to ask her? Then everybody came on me on that post. That post got at least almost 500 comments. So even the person in question, came to my inbox and was like, why are you attacking me? I said, I'm not attacking you. I'm giving you my honest opinion. And it doesn't stop me from being your friend, but I'm telling you that if it's me, I will not host that interview. I will give that woman time. Let her grieve. Let her mourn. That is it.
Did he let her?
Then he did. After much pressure, because I took, when that thing happened, I pulled the post from his page, put it on my own page. So I said, if I'm going to take the heat, let me be taking the heat from my own platform. So people started speaking on it, and then he saw reasons why he shouldn't have done it. So you made it look like an advert. Followed my page, go and watch it on my page. It's like you're trying to make something out of this incident. That is what it looked to.
Just like what is happening with Junior Pope now.
Yeah, something like that. Now, I told him, I even used Junior Pope as an example. I said, listen, Junior Pope's wife has never even, the husband has been buried. She has not even granted one interview. So why do you want to go and interview this woman on live, on Facebook? Why? And she's a young girl. Why? Why not allow her? So at the end of the day, he said I'm a hater, made some certain post about it. But it ended. But I also reached out to him. I said, I'm not quarreling with you. I don't hate you. But I'm telling you what I think is the right thing to do. because I see you as, a friend. So
Okay.
now when it comes to activism, like you said it, a lot of people are, because the monetization part of what you can gain from these things, people are paying more attention now to what they can make than the help they can render. Back to VDM. VDM said, and I help people, I don't make anything out of it. That guy, people practically begged him before he monetized his account. He didn't want to.
VDM, have you?
Yes.
Yeah.
He didn't want to. He said, I don't want it.
Yeah, I know.
So he is doing it from the heart. This is what he likes to do. This is what he wants to do. He wants to help people. He's not doing it because he wants you to go and follow his page.
And he has never ever put up his account for money
For
to
money.
raise. Yeah.
So he wants to do it because he wants to help people. He's not asking you to go and follow him to go and see what he has done or what help he has rendered to somebody. He's not asking you to follow him. He's telling you that I've done this, and you're seeing it.
Do you miss his presence?
I miss that guy. That guy is one of the most honest person or creator that I have ever seen.
We miss him too.
I miss him.
I think he needs to be out, because if he was out now, I think there would have been a different narrative to this Andrew Amechi stuff.
He would have given. You see, I like people that I respect people who give their own account on everything. I must not, and this is where people fight me all the time. I must not align with your own idea. I must not align with your own thought process. I have mine. I am created differently from the way you are created. So I think differently. I cannot think like you. That is not how I think. So VDM thinks for himself. The young man comes out, give a different account on things, even though sometimes they might be wrong. Sometimes he might jump into things without proper investigation, which people do. But I believe his own account on cases are always different. This is what he thinks. This is his own ideas. He's trying to pass along. Some people might not agree with him. Some people might not. It's just like when I told people that Innocent is not a car manufacturer. And people were talking about it. Now, Innocent even said it himself. He said he assembles, he doesn't manufacture.
Of course, where are you going to get all that stuff? Okay, I'm going to ask you, coming to the end of the segment, I want to ask you a particular question. Do you think that we are losing ourselves on social media? Do you think that social media is taking away our conscious minds?
Social media has taken our lives already. It's not taken, it has taken it. We are fighting, some of us are fighting to get it back. That some people now, they cannot stay an hour without looking at their phone. It's like a drug. We are addicted. It's difficult for us to pull out. Everybody have lost their sense of reasoning, sense of consciousness to social media. Because now, when you see normal issues that you will want to reason like a normal human being, you're no longer going to reason it from a normal human standpoint. You want to reason it from a social media standpoint.
And it's doing more damage.
It's doing more damage. How will this thing now help my profile? If I push this news now, how is it going to help my profile? Where is it going to take my profile to? I'm guilty of that too. It happens to everybody. Once you are hooked on that space, it will happen to you. Every single encounter you come across is no longer going to be for your personal consumption. You're going to make it public. And this is the reason why everybody is going extreme with it. So people are bringing in their families, their wives, into things that these people should not have originally be part of.
Yes.
But they are bringing them in. So people are bringing in their wife, showing their wife almost barely half naked, just because you want to pass, a content that you wish to generate you funds. So we are all losing to social media, and it's going to be very difficult because more things are coming. Now Nigeria is going to get monetized, like they said. If that happens, then tell me what is going to happen.
So what do you think is the advice that you give to the younger generations, the children that you are, and I'm not, when I talk, these ones already are hooked up already. So I'm talking about the children that these ones we are having. What do you think that we are going to do in order to cope the situation, or are we just going to allow the world take them?
Okay, I'm going to make 2 points. The first point I'm going to make is social media is not, I don't advise people not to use social media. I advise them to utilize social media to its full potential. Whatever you can use it to do, use it now. Because tomorrow it might no longer be there. Alaba used to be there for the musicians. It's no longer there. It's now social media. So use it now. The second advice I'm going to give to cope this whole situation, it has to start with the younger generation. Starting with the younger generation simply means that when you want to hand over a cell phone or a device, whatever it is that could, access social media to your younger ones, please monitor what is going on.
In that form.
Now, there is a research that is going on, and it's been confirmed by University of California. They say more than 2 hours of screen time for a child makes that child less intelligent. And this research has been going on, but now they are going into the final stage, and they are confirming it. So if you allow your child to use screen time, that is how long that screen has been on, for more than 2 hours, they will lose focus. They will no longer pay attention in school, and it will make them more dull than they already are.
This screen time, does it also include TV?
The screen time includes TV. Anything that emits light into your eyes, going down to your brain and nerve system.
And ignites the dopamine.
Yes. So they're advising parents to minimize the screen time. Like I have a minimized screen time for my children, and the minimized screen time is 2 hours on Saturdays, 2 hours on Sundays, and from Monday to Friday they don't use anything TV or laptop or anything.
Oh wow!
That is how I have it now. So they only watch either TV. So if you want to use your 2 hours to watch TV, fine. If you want to use it to press tablets, fine.
If you want to do it 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour.
1 hour, fine.
Okay.
But you can only have it Saturdays and Sunday.
How do you regulate it? Do you switch it up by yourself, or do you have a timer?
So
on it?
now on the tablets, I have Amazon tablet. So on the tablet, I have an Amazon account.
Okay.
And I have, when you go to the account, you see all my kids' names. So each one I go to the account, I regulate whatever they watch. I can turn their iPad off from my own phone.
From your own phone.
So when I turn it off, it's off. They cannot use it anymore. They go and dump it. If it's TV, I'll take remote, turn it off.
Well, why don't you teach parents this thing? Why don't you make, as a social media influencer, maybe you should think of...
I thought about that.
Talking about it more.
I think I did a video on one of these topics sometime, but it wasn't an extensive video. I've done something about that before. But I think now that you mentioned it, it's something I will look into, and I would like to educate people more.
Please, it's very, very important. Thank you so much for coming around. This is an amazing and eye-opening conversation. I would have loved to go on and on and on, but I'm sure we'll still have another time together. Thank you for coming to Hidden Fact and blowing it just as I expected. Thank you. So, thank you very much, viewers, and thank you for staying with us through the program with Roberto. I've known him for so many years, and he has been very, very vocal, about what's right on social media, what's not right on social media. Though he has his controversial part, but yes, he's one to look out for, because I know that time will come that, people like them will still be known, because definitely, eventually people will still get tired of some certain things and face what's right.
Exactly.
So thank you for watching. Still your host, Nnamdi Posiwala. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.